Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your Uncle Oski here. How you doing today? Let's go for another walk. So now look, right? I don't know the actual, root definition of karma. Like what it actually means in the roots of, in its roots in, I think it's Hinduism and Buddhism. However, I know the meaning of it in the sense of like how we all talk about it generally, societally. Good deeds and good actions get you good karma, and the more you build up good karma, the better things happen for you. And the opposite, bad deeds get you bad karma, and you eventually get your comeuppance. Obviously, I'm not articulating that probably the best, but I think most of us have an idea of what karma represents and what it means when we talk about it generally. The usual karma's a bitch, or they'll get theirs, or what goes around comes around. Essentially, stuff like that, right? But here's the thing. Here's the thing. If I'm being honest, I just don't believe it. I mean, like from what I've seen, good people, and I mean like truly good people, like genuine souls, uh, they don't get theirs. Like take my mom for example. My mother has an amazing soul. She cares for people in a way that I genuinely can't wrap my head around. Like, I don't think I've met someone with more compassion or empathy than her. Obviously, her empathy stretches only so far because there are certain things she can't understand, and it is what it is, right? But generally, like, she shows a level of care, not just to me, but like to the people around her, to people that she doesn't know, in a way that's just so beautiful and genuine. Like I said, I can't even wrap my head around it. And then on the flip side, man, I've never met someone in my life who I've seen life just constantly just shit on. Like my if there's one word I would use to describe my mother's life, it's struggle. Her rough childhood, poverty, abandonment, all almost everything under the sun. Her struggles as a young adult, when I was a kid, at my age now, like the age I'm at now, like she was four, I was 4 years old, when my mom was my age, like I watched her struggle as a young adult when I was a kid, and all the way till this day, like it just feels like, it just feels like year after year, just something comes up that just absolutely devastates my mom, and it's just not fair. Like it makes no sense to me. And it's not just her. Like I've witnessed the best people that I know, whether in my life or, like generally like out there, I've seen them just eat the worst shit possible. Like it genuinely feels like the best of us, the best of us collectively are here just to get taken advantage of by those that are determined to do wrong. Like it basically feels like nice and genuinely good souls are just people that they're like, it's like they're just here to get walked over and left to die, pretty much. Like I don't know if this is like a societal thing, like, because people like my mom, like she lets so much go. Like people will wrong, and part of it is on her. Like people will wrong her, certain people will wrong her over and over, and she reaches down and gives forgiveness. She turns the other cheek basically, and it's just it's toxic. It's toxic. It's just like I'm someone, like if I get wronged by someone more than once, like it's done, it's over. I'm cutting you out. You're a cancer. But I guess some people have such a such a genuine soul and like optimism that like people can change. And like I know people can change, but like, if you keep burning your hand on the stove, listen, the stove is hot. It's not going to change no matter how many times you put and pull your hand away. It's still hot. And some people are just not good for you or to others around them. It just is what it is, you know? And then you have the flip side, right? Then you have the flip side. You have people that are just generally just the absolute fucking just worst type of human being. And they just, I mean, God, I mean, how many absolute just steaming, absolute just amalgamation of just shit people do you know that never get theirs? Ever. Not like nothing. Nada, dude. Not a single goddamn thing. I mean, dude, I've seen just the worst type of scumbags around me do some absolutely awful stuff. And you know what? You know what the worst part of it all is? They're just chilling. No thought spared for the people they've wronged. No jail time. No social outcast. No consequences. Squat, dude. Absolute squat. Like, dude, I've the worst part, like, I barely use social media outside of like Twitter, right? But like, I still have some people for whatever reason, probably because I don't care for it or whatever, but I still have some people that I went to fucking high school with that I, back in the day, like, you would friend everyone on high school, even if you didn't even fucking like them, like, and I've seen people who bullied and fucking harassed me living their best fucking lives, like, and it's crazy because, a lot of people have the argument of like, well, we were kids back then, in high school, and it's like, to a point, that's just absolute bullshit, dude. You have concepts. You have like an idea of like what's right and wrong. You do. You just do. And it's just crazy watching some of these people, like, they can bully a kid going through the struggle of watching his mom have cancer. And you know what? They do not care how that fucked them up. They don't care of the personal struggle they were going through watching the most important person in their lives get eaten from the inside out via cancer, and they just bullied the fuck out of him. And you know what? They definitely, to this day, they don't even fucking think about it. They don't care. And you know what? I and other people like me who have been bullied are the ones that have to sit here and go through random flashbacks to all the bull crap that we had to go through. And like, we're the ones who had evil enacted to us, and we're the ones who are the only ones that think about it. Like, it's just so messed up, man. Like, even dude, how many times, especially in our current political climate, like, how many times do we just watch evil, just demonic politicians rake up millions upon millions in dollars, fucking up everyone else's lives, fucking up the less than, the minorities, the literally just pretty much everyone that isn't them, making just boatloads of money while we have people out here dying in the streets. There's never any sort of cosmic justice for these people. At worst, they get voted out, and then they just live the rest of their lives with all this fucking money and influence that they have now. Like, look at throughout history. We've had the worst types of people commit heinous shit only to escape any sort of justice. And a lot of the times, I know this for a fact, with some of the worst people within like the last century that died peacefully in their bed without suffering a single consequence, for the thousands, sometimes millions of people that have died as a direct result of them. Hell, look at right now. Look at all the Epstein shit. Has anyone really paid for any of that? Like, genuinely, we collectively watched this evil shit and nothing has happened. Nothing has happened. And yet people want to comfort me on the fact that, like, oh, don't worry, these evil people, they'll get theirs. The people that have wronged you and your family, in the worst ways possible, they're going to get theirs. Don't worry, karma's a bitch. They're going to get theirs. No, they're not, because From everything that I've seen, everything, absolutely everything that I've seen, it's not going to happen because people and the universe don't care. There's no justice for me. There's no justice for my family. There's no justice for I would say probably billions of people that have been wronged by the absolute worst people out there. Nothing's going to happen to them. There's no justice for us. No, not a goddamn thing will happen because people are uncaring. Because there's no, I mean, dude, we have massive amount of injustice that we all collectively watch and not a goddamn thing has happened. No one's paid a price for it. You know, and like this is like a huge thing, you know, so if you were to lower it down to person by person, dude, come on. No one, you know, there's very few people that know the things that have wronged me and my family over the last 2 years, and nothing's gonna happen. You know, like if something as big as the Epstein stuff can come and go and like there's no justice in that at all, nothing's gonna happen for me. Not a goddamn thing. Because if people don't care about the Epstein shit, trust me, no one cares about what happens to me and the people I love. It's just not a thing. You know, and I'm sorry about how negative and dour this video is. You know, some old feelings have come back up, and I don't have an outlet for it besides this, and I just really needed to vent it out, because if I have to hear one more person tell me that the karma and the universe and whatever cosmic force out there, whether you want to call it God or whatever, is going to take care of me and punish the people who have done evil to me, I was about one more person telling me that away from like just flipping my fucking lid, man. I just really needed to get this out there. Hopefully my next video I can, you know, do something a little more positive, something a little more funny, and not just rant for like 12 minutes about how much I've just fucking miserable other people make me. So if you made it through this rant, thank you very much, and like, comment, and subscribe if you know you want to see more of my videos, and thanks for sticking around. I really appreciate it. Until next time, you be good. Thanks.